Hi, it's Dan from Borders Podiatry and Performance Clinic, or Dan the Footman. Today I'm going to talk to you about an injury that I sometimes see in clinic. We all know that when you have an ankle sprain, when you go over on the ankle, when you invert or sprain your ankle, it causes pain and problems. What can sometimes happen though is one of the bones in your foot, called your cuboid, can actually sublux. What subluxation is when the bone slightly shifts out of the position that it should be in. This isn't a true dislocation, but often it can become very painful and very uncomfortable. So the cuboid bone, if we look at the foot model here, is this bone here on the outside. It's quite a large bone, and what we can almost do is separate the foot into two sections. You've got the inside of the foot, the medial side, and you've also got the lateral side, or the lateral column. This cuboid plays quite a pivotal role in stabilising the lateral side, or the outside of the foot. Now, what you'll see from this model here is the cuboid bone has got a groove inside it, just here. Now, the muscles on the outside of the leg are called your peroneals. If you often have an ankle sprain or start to go over on the ankle, so in this position, it's the peroneal muscles that actually fire to pull the foot back up. One of the biggest muscles down the outside is the peroneus longus. It runs down the outside of the fibula. It then grooves the inside of this cuboid bone. From there it runs all the way to the base of the big toe. So it's really quite a strong muscle, and it's got quite good leverage at stabilising the foot and stopping an ankle sprain. However, with cuboid syndrome, or a subluxed cuboid, what can happen as we run, you have that slight flick over of the ankle, that slight, almost twisted. Often people don't present with pain immediately, but the next day the foot becomes quite unstable. They feel that they can't walk and move from heel to toe. They can't propulse or progress forward. And what happens is when they go over on the foot, that peroneus longus muscle, which grooves this section here, pulls really hard, and it actually twists this bone like this. So that cuboid twists into that position, and it's a subluxation, it's not a dislocation. That being said, it can often be put back into position. So what we aim to do with that is we try to get the position of the bone back into where it should be, so that all the joints are quite congruent and lined up, and that they can work in a proper functional manner so that you can run and walk. The way to do that is, it's got a great name, it's called the cuboid whip. So it's an osteopathic or a chiropractic manoeuvre that podiatrists such as myself can do as well, that we've trained to do, where we actually mobilise and manipulate that bone to get it back into position. Sometimes gives a little bit of a click, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the bone doesn't move very well because it's been in that position for a long time. Treatments can be immediate. So we do the treatment, immediately the patient becomes pain-free, which is fantastic. Sometimes though that doesn't have the desired effect, and it takes a couple of treatments. One of the other options that we can do, if they're very painful, or if there's ligament damage between the heel bone and the cuboid bone, which means that bone dips or subluxes a bit easier, what we can then do with an insole is we can actually provide a posting where that cuboid sits. So if we look at the foot model again to the insole, your cuboid sits here. So what we can then actually do is apply a raise at this section on the insole, just here. It's usually a square pad or a square shaped pad that just supports and stabilises that cuboid. It's almost like a cuboid sling. What we tend to find with the cuboid is if it's out of position, your foot does not work. It doesn't work well, and when it does try to work, it works with pain. If you've got pain down the outside of your foot, it could possibly be cuboid syndrome, especially if you've been on uneven terrain and you feel that you've gone over on your ankle, or you've had a lateral ankle sprain at any point during that time. We can help. Give us a call at Borders Podiatry and Performance Clinic. Thank you.